Hey guys! So this is actually a video of like the canvas where it started this series right here. Basically like the day one of revealing my art. Yeah, you get it. In which was around May 19th, which just let me give you a refresher if you remember this. Yeah, basically painting with the nail polish until it falls off, but this is the color palette that I was going to be using for a little gas station one that I just currently showed you guys before, okay? Okay, so this is how currently my nails look like after basically a month, which they look pretty crusty, which, yeah, in like 10 days, it's going to be, I believe the month. But here was the beginning of the gas station, which we're getting there. And I was over here trying to fix so I can actually have a good angle, which I don't understand why it's upside down, which I should totally fix, but I'm sorry. So I was trying to sketch out the perfect line for it because I wanted a really nice crispy dispy line. And let me speed it up. Here I am now just working on the buildings part of it, which honestly was not looking so bad coming to see the sense of this, which the pencil was breaking, unfortunately, and back to speeding it up. Which here, I'm a little happy of seeing the outcome. And then on to the next, I added some goldfish because I actually wanted to have this type of inspo. Let me put a pic for you guys real quick. Like that fruit teacher A-Rose style. Like I was really inspired. I don't know why, which I wanted to adapt like something personal as if it were to be like a screen. Like if you're looking through the lenses of a screen, it's just how my brain tends to work. So I was really getting to work with that. And as you can see right here, I did add like the border for the bottom where I was gonna put like basically the buttons and just really go from there, like giving it an actual like iMac or old Windows computer resemblance. Which I don't know if it's just me or you guys, but it's like, don't you guys just like get triggered by like the little eraser scraplings and it's like you just want to get rid of them? Just let me know if you guys are like that too. And moving on, as I was saying earlier, I'm really like inspired by that Y2K like aesthetic, so I wanted to add like those little pop-ups that would show up on like the old computers. And I was just really like testing out like what I wanted to do. Like my ideas were just like going all over the place because I didn't know where to originally start, which yeah. You see, I noticed here the paint had water because the brush had the water that I didn't take out, which I was pretty bummed about, but we still made it work as we should, girl, as we should. And so let's just speed up this process real quick. And now that that was done, it's like I think you guys can see the vision that I did have of like that kind of iMac, Windows, like just an old computer screen like inspo. Like let me find a picture so I can show you guys what I mean. But right here I was doing the sky, which I wanted to give it that like blocky look, that it was like an old computer screen that like got hacked out of nowhere and you're just like looking through that old POV and feeling all that nostalgia of what once felt like our childhood dreams, you know, because it's like I still be feeling like I be seeing these aesthetics like you see like on your For You page of the weird core, the liminal spaces, the pool rooms. And it's like, I know like a lot of you guys probably already went to go see that new Backrooms movie, but this is how it was looking. I actually did like it, but I was afraid to start on the buildings, but I was planning out what was going to be my next move. So here we are. I was painting the little gas station area, which it was an inspo pic from Pinterest, which if I can find the picture for the gas station that I used off Pinterest, I would post it like somewhere around here when I do find it, okay? So I did find it. This was an image, which of course I was not gonna paint a car. So now you can see what I was getting this inspo from, which was probably not the best idea to start with yellow, because if I have to be completely honest about something, I never really understood the concepts of what cool and warm tones go with, along with like what colors are complementary with others. So you can see there's like a really weird scheme going on, which if you guys do have any tips on painting like more colors for them to actually go together, let me know, because I'm not afraid to take any criticism, because I'm here showing it. Because I know a lot of people don't post like the process because they're afraid they will get judged of how they tend to do things, which that's how I was. Because before this account, I once had an account, I believe this was 2 or 3 years ago. 3 years ago it was, like 2.5, but 3. I would just post really just for friends so they can see like, oh, I did this little sketch on my notebook, which I'm sure you guys have seen on my Instagram right here. Like, a lot of these were made a long time ago in my first sketchbook, I believe. This was a long time ago. I remember I would really use crayons and color in class because it was just so satisfying to do. And this one was like one of the first ones I did when I actually discovered how to draw people, and that one was my favorite. And it still is to this day, but you get the idea. So I do come to take an actual break of the gas station because it was looking a little choppy. I'm not gonna lie on that part. So I wanted to start somewhere else, somewhere fresh, and eventually later come back to the gas station and really go from there, which it's like you can see my hands that I'm talking, but that's going to be out of the video because it's just me thinking out loud. I like to really like think and process, which even right now as I'm filming this video, I'm like talking with my hands so I can actually get like my thoughts through. But I did color some of the buildings, which I'm not sure why my color palette was so interesting to look at, which if you look at this image that I painted before, the colors were like so bright, which obviously it looked way better than this one, in my opinion, because it was the second one. The one I'm doing right now was basically my test run. Basically, I was crawling and then testing it before I can actually walk. Which I understand not every project will turn out the same, but that's a whole separate video and explanation I will actually do of another one of these process videos for that painting of the sushi mermaid. But here I was actually starting to paint the little white so I can like put those little pop-ups that like show on your computer. These little tabs that would just show up out of nowhere if you had an old computer, which I know I used to have one because my mom bought one from a place, and it's like whenever I would click a certain like app that was there that wouldn't work, it would just show up like a giant like spam of saying error, 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 and I would have to like click out of each one like manually, which you can imagine like 7-year-old me was pretty frustrating and would just turn off the computer at that point, which I think I still have it. On to the next part. I am going to finally paint the goldfish. Yes, girl, you heard it, or yes, boy, you heard it. You heard it right. We are painting the goldfish. Yes. Which I was afraid to, like, just completely block off its eye, but, you know, painting is not perfect. It's like, you gotta trust the process. You just do. Which, honestly, it's like, I don't know. Like, would you guys want me to, like, say, story times? Like, well, like, film, like, process videos? Because I don't really have anything much to say of myself, but it's like if you guys would say stuff about your guys, obviously it'd be anonymous, then you guys are free to like message me on my Instagram with like a full descriptive story that's like around the time range of this video, or probably even longer, and I just have to mash up 2 videos. That way you guys can like paint with me while hearing people's story times, if you guys would like that. Because it's like, I be doing that. Like, I know when I was painting this, better best believe I was listening to those story times sent in by Anonymous by Kaylee Leas, which is, I love her videos. I literally hear them when I be painting. So, it's like, if you guys would want to hear stuff, then you guys are free to like send me some stories that you'd like me to say, or I can just read some from online and just basically go from there. But anyways, here I was doing the lenses of the camera, which I was going for a digital camera inspo, which I don't think was going too well, because if there's one thing that I learned is that you're not supposed to add black to your paintings, which, like, bear with me. Like, don't give me that look like, are you hearing yourself? Like, no. Wait. It's like, from my personal perspective, I've always used black because it's like, what does black do? It makes, obviously, much more bolder lines. It looks so more just like in the way that it just stands out. Okay, it just stands out. And it's like, I would do it in previous paintings ever since I even started to paint 3 years ago, in May of 2023. Because it's like, the black paint is just there, and it's like, it's just watching me, and it's saying, use me, girl. Like, it's just looking at me. So it's pretty logical that you would want to use the black paint on, because you want those crispy darker lines. Sorry for the rant, but it's like something that I did learn as I did start this whole process and series of the day 1 of revealing my art, is that you don't need like all the universal colors that there is out there. Like, if you really want to push yourself and see what you can create, just really limit yourself to what's around you. Because say you do happen to go out one day and you don't have like your whole giant paint bucket, because that's how I was used to. I would have a whole little bucket of like paint, like the Walmart paint, and it's like, it's what I initially started with and what I painted with until I got practice. And it's like, obviously they're all dried out because they don't even work, so I had to buy new paint, which I just got the yellow, red, blue, and white and some little tiny ones. I learned that there's much more out there to learn rather than having it all given to you like that. Because in this time that I've been doing this, I really learned to push my brain to its limits and just discover a whole new other art language I didn't know existed. Like, who would have known, like, obviously me, I would have not known this, that you can make a much more livelier black if you mix brown with, like, a dark blue. Like, I didn't know that. Which, obviously, I'm not perfect, and I never will be. As you can see right there in those lines, they look a little dry. And I paint with acrylic. But it's really just been more of a learning experience for me as I've been doing this channel and art. So I'm just really curious to see what happens from here to the future, you know? Because the unexpected can happen. Which, I mean, I'm open to trying different art styles because if you can see, my old art style was pretty different to how it is now. But this was the result, which I did like. And yeah, and if you haven't checked out my Instagram, just make sure to go check it out and subscribe to my YouTube channel and my TikTok as Artist Priest. Thank you. Bye.